welcome back. So in this video we'll be discussing about the double circulation, then regulation, then disorders of the circulatory system. So coming to the double circulation, the double circulation includes two circulation, that means the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. Now coming to the pulmonary circulation. So what happens in the pulmonary circulation is you have the right ventricle, you have the right atrium, okay, the two are the right atria, left atrium, right atrium, then left atrium, okay, right and left. So this is right atria, left atria, right ventricle, left ventricle. Now in the pulmonary circulation what happens is the right ventricle which is present over here. So this will take the blood, oxygen, okay, this will take the blood to the pulmonary artery, that is oxygenated blood it will take. The right ventricle will take the oxygenated blood to the pulmonary artery. Whereas the left ventricle which is present over here, it will take the blood to the aorta. Okay. So here the right ventricle will take the blood to the pulmonary artery, whereas the left ventricle will take to the aorta. Now these deoxygenated blood is carried out by the pulmonary artery. Though pulmonary artery is there, but it will carry the deoxygenated blood. Okay. So deoxygenated blood is carried out by pulmonary artery to the lungs for the purification. Okay. So then oxygenated blood comes through the pulmonary vein and reaches the left atrium. Okay. So here right ventricle which is present over here will take the blood to the pulmonary artery. Via pulmonary artery it reaches. Then after the pulmonary artery it will go to the lungs. Clear? Now the left ventricle which is present over here. So coming to the left ventricle, what it will does is from the aorta, okay, once it reaches the aorta, and then it will take to the left atrium. This is oxygenated one. Okay. So this is referred to as pulmonary circulation. Why pulmonary circulation? Because it is involving the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Okay. So this is about the pulmonary circulation. One circulation is done. Now coming to the systemic circulation. Now what happens in the systemic circulation is the oxygenated blood which is present in the arch of aorta, okay, the oxygenated blood which is present in the arch of aorta is transferred to tissues. It will reach to the body tissues via arterioles and the capillaries, okay. Then the deoxygenated blood which is present at the right atrium. How this right atrium will get the deoxygenated blood is the entire body parts, from the entire body parts, the collecting system, that is veins, venules and the vena cava, right? You have the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, right? So veins, venules and the vena cava will get all the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. Whereas the oxygenated blood is transferred to the body tissues via arch of aorta. How it is done means blood, capillaries, arterioles, that will help in the. So this is referred to as systemic circulation. Whereas pulmonary circulation is how it reaches the lungs through pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. So this together is referred to as double circulation. Now there is a unique system called as the hepatic portal system. This hepatic portal system is the circulatory system which is present between the liver and the digestive tract. Okay. So between the liver and the digestive tract there is a system of circulation. So this is referred to as hepatic portal system. What happens over here is blood from the intestine, which is there. Blood from the intestine will reach the liver first. Before it reaches the systemic circulation, it will reach to the liver. How it reaches is through the portal vein. So blood from the intestine will reach the liver first before it reaches the systemic circulation through the portal vein. So this is referred to as hepatic portal system. And a special system of circulation is present, that is called as coronary system of circulation. This is specially designed for the circulation of the blood in the cardiac musculature. Okay. So in the cardiac musculature, how the blood is passed is through the coronary system of blood vessels. So you have coronary arteries and kind of thing. So with the help of that, the entire musculature of heart will get its blood supply. So this is about the circulation. Now coming to the regulation. When you talk about the heart, you have the special nodal tissue, right? So that nodal tissue will perform the function of the regulation. Actually, it is auto-regulated. It is auto-regulated by it has the potential of generating action potential, right? SAN will generate action potential. So hence it is auto-regulated. Hence the heart is called as myogenic. It will regulate itself on its own. Hence it is referred to as myogenic. But there is a special neural center present in the medulla. So regulation occurs by the regulation center which is present in the medulla through the autonomous nervous system. Now these autonomous nervous system has the parasympathetic plus the sympathetic. Okay. So the neural signals from the sympathetic system will increase the heart rate, increase the ventricular musculature contraction, hence will increase the cardiac output. Clear? So regulation is like this. Regulation center is present in the medulla. In the medulla, through the autonomous nervous system, you have sympathetic and parasympathetic. Neural signals, what it will do is, sympathetic neural signals, it will increase the heart rate, it will increase ventricular muscular contraction and hence the cardiac output. Whereas parasympathetic, vice versa occurs, heart rate decreases, cardiac output decreases and the action potential generated by SAN which will also leads to the decrease. Then there are certain adrenal glands, this will also increase the cardiac output, increase the heart rate. So this is this way how the regulation occurs in your circulatory system. Now coming to the disorders of the circulatory system. So coming to the disorders occurs when there is an abnormal functioning of the circulatory system or there is certain obstruction in the circulatory system. Now let us discuss about the hypertension first. So hypertension, when you talk about the BP, that is blood pressure, what pressure the blood flows. It is usually 120 by 80. So these 120 is systemic, 80 is diastolic. So this is a normal BP. And when you constantly keep checking and when the consistent check of the BP will give you the result 140 by 90. Okay. So that is 120. Systolic BP is getting more than 120 and the diastolic which is 80 is also getting more. So consistent check value is giving 140 by 90, that means to hypertension. Okay. So hypertension is nothing but the increase in the blood pressure is referred to as hypertension. Now these hypertension can affect your kidney, it can affect your liver, it can affect your brain. Okay. So this is the thing about the hypertension. Now coming to the atherosclerosis. Now atherosclerosis is a disease or the disorder of the blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels are getting affected. So here the arteries which are there, in the arteries the flow of blood is getting obstructed. That is deposition of due to the deposition of cholesterol, certain fibrous material and the fat. Okay, so due to the deposition of cholesterol, fat and the fibrous tissue material, the pathway of the arteries is getting obstructed, causing the obstruction in the blood flow. Okay, so once the obstruction get, the arteries lumen will get narrow, so the blood won't flow properly. So that happens in the atherosclerosis. Now coming to angina pectoris. There is a small acute chest pain. Okay, this pain usually occurs in all kinds of ages, but in the middle-aged women or in the elderly people, it is quite common. You can see this. Okay, angina pectoris. Now coming to the congestive heart failure or the heart failure. Now what is this heart failure? It is the blood flow which is being provided to the heart that is not sufficient to meet up the demands of the body. Okay, blood flow is there but it is not that efficient so that your heart functions properly. Okay, insufficient blood supply or the OT supply to perform the heart function. It is not meeting up your demands of the body. So that is the congestive heart failure. Now these heart failure is not same as the cardiac arrest or the cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is something where the heartbeat stops suddenly. Okay, sudden stoppage of the heartbeat is referred to as cardiac arrest. Whereas heart attack is the muscles of the heart or the musculature of the heart gets damaged due to inadequate oxygen supply or inadequate blood supply. The entire musculature of heart gets spoiled. So that is referred to as heart attack. So these are the various disorders of the circulatory system. keep in mind that cardiac arrest, heart attack and heart failure are not the same. Cardiac arrest is sudden stoppage of the heartbeat. Heart attack is related to musculature of the heartbeat and musculature of the heart here. And heart failure is something where the flow of blood is not sufficient enough to meet up the demands of the body. So with this we have completed, with this video we have completed about the disorders, regulation, double circulation and also the mechanism of circulation with various kinds of pathway along with it. So in the next video we'll deal with some other chapter. We'll